Sony has finally announced a state of play. It's happening this week, and here are our biggest predictions. Hello there everyone, it's Aidan here from Push Square, and yeah, Sony finally unveiled the state of play. It's happening on Thursday, the 30th of May. It's happening 11 o'clock here in UK time. I started to think this wasn't happening, honestly, with the silence that we've been having, but I'm very much excited to hear that it is going ahead. It's a state of play, not a PlayStation showcase. It's going to be over 30 minutes long, and it's going to focus on 14 upcoming PlayStation 5 and PSVR2 titles, as well as some PlayStation Studios titles that we can look forward to this year. So here are the biggest predictions for the state of play. I'm going to start out with some of the big obvious ones. I think Concord is going to be the focus of the state of play. It's set to release in 2024. We've not seen anything outside of the CG trailer. I think now is the perfect opportunity to get a full gameplay reveal. If it can have the same vibrancy and grandiose of that original trailer, I don't know, it's giving me some kind of Destiny vibes. We don't really know too much about what type of FPS PvP game it will be, so that is intriguing. I'm excited to see Sony have like their own potentially iconic multiplayer franchise. They've never really had the Halo that Xbox had, you know, so there's opportunity here, I think, with Concord, and I just genuinely can't wait to see what Fireworks Studios is cooking up. Secondly, I think we're almost dead set to get another Astros game. The rumour was that we're getting something a bit larger scale than what Astros Playroom was, and yeah, I'm totally there for that. The big question in my mind is, what is the format for this one? I don't think it can do the same thing of hunting down PlayStation products, as great a celebration of PlayStation history that was. Something that our editor, Sammy, has mentioned, and I can't get it out of my head, is that we'll be exploring different PlayStation franchise themed worlds. So like a Killzone world, a God of War world, a Sly Cooper world. That would be so cool. I'm totally there for that, and it would be nice to see something a bit bigger from Team Asobi. I'm a little disappointed that if the rumours turn out to be true, that they're ditching the VR platform aspects of Astro, which is a bit of a shame, especially considering the PSVR2 just hasn't quite had like the big hits since its launch. That would have been nice. It's not entirely surprising, but either way, I'm very excited to get a new Astro if that turns up at this state of play. Keeping it with first party for a bit longer, I think we're going to get the double whammy Horizon reveal. So there is the Horizon remake of Horizon Zero Dawn and the Horizon Lego game. The Lego game makes sense. This is a big successful franchise, but it is a pretty violent one. So having something that has the same vibrancy, the robot dinosaurs, the cool post-apocalyptic world, but you're making it more accessible to a younger audience, that totally makes sense to me. So I wouldn't be surprised if the rumours turn out to be true that we have it here at the state of play. The remake is something that I'm not too sure on. You know, The Last of Us has had a remake of part 1, but I do think there was an argument there in terms of PS3 technology to PS4 technology. There was a big disconnect, especially since the PS4 version of part 2 was like really pushing the limits. So that did bring it up to par, where it was, you know, a very seamless transition from part 1 to part 2. I don't think you really have that issue here with Horizon. You know, it's still probably one of the best looking PlayStation 4 games. Granted, it's not going to look as good as Forbidden West, but yeah, I'm kinda on the fence with this one, but let's see what it turns out to be if it is actually at the showcase. I do also think we'll get a little bit more of the Until Dawn remake potentially. You know, we haven't really seen much of this outside of the reveal. I would like to know how the perspective changes are working, since this isn't going for the fixed camera angles like the original. I am also very much on board for like a replay of this remake, that is, because I haven't played the game since its launch way back in like 2014, 2015, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, the original is a great game, so I'm intrigued with this one. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it here. Along with that, something I had originally kind of locked in for this was Fair Games, since like Concord, we haven't seen anything outside of a CG trailer, but Sony typically goes for like, you know, one game at a time as it moves from, you know, one multiplayer game or one exclusive, whatever. I think Fair Games has the potential to maybe drag away from Concord a little if they're both live service multiplayer games, so I wouldn't be surprised if we just get Concord and we didn't see anything in Fair Games just yet. Moving on to something third party, I think it's kind of likely that we get another gameplay showcase of Silent Hills 2, maybe even a date reveal. You know, the last trailer, the combat trailer, didn't quite satisfy a lot of the the base audience, so I think this is an opportunity for them to go, yeah, look here, this is eerie, this is spooky, this is in line with the original. I expect this one to be here too. I want to talk about some PSVR2 games for a moment. Now, this isn't likely. This is an own personal, like, please, dear God, let this happen, but I'm dying for a super hot VR PSVR2 port. We've had plenty of PSVR ports up to PSVR2, but not the one that matters. You know, stuff like Tetris Effect and Beat Saber, these look great, they play great, and they're even better now on the PSVR2, but I think Super Hot VR stands to have the biggest impact on the gameplay experience with a PSVR2 upgrade because of the tracking system on the PSVR2. It's infinitely better than what we got before, and I think it could radically change what is already a great game into something even better. Whether we get it or not, you know, I have every showcase, I've just been like, they're gonna announce it, they're gonna announce it. Maybe this is one. I have to be right eventually, surely. On top of that, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a bit more of the Metro game from Vertical Games. It was a surprise announcement when we, you know, they just dropped their Arizona Sunshine 2 back in like December time, and pretty much immediately they're like, yeah, we've got another big IP coming out this year, 2024. So I'm totally there for this. I like the whole aesthetic of the Metro games, and it would be super cool to play that in a VR environment. Also a pretty big name franchise, not the biggest, but a pretty big named franchise for PSVR2, which is, you know, what the PSVR2 ultimately needs, I think. It would be cool if we got another first party PSVR2 title. I just don't know if it's gonna happen at this rate. I'm not quite sure. But, you know, they mentioned PSVR2 specifically in the announcement for this state of play, so here, fingers crossed, you know. To talk about some other lesser likely ones, there's potential that we see a trailer for Wolverine. There's been a lot of leaks, there's a lot of information out there. This could be the opportunity for Insomniac Games to say, look, here's our game and here's why you should be excited for it, even if it is a little while away. I think that's a great opportunity. There were rumors for a while we would see a Resident Evil 9 announcement. Not sure if that's going to happen. Supposedly it's been pushed back. Would be great to see it, but you know, that could potentially be here. I would love to see something from Naughty Dog, even if it's a title announcement, even if it's a we're working on this and it's just the logo but it's themed. I don't know, something just to be like, yeah, there's a game, it's going to come out this generation, because you know, we are in the 4th year of the PlayStation 5 of potentially 7 years, and we've not had a Naughty Dog game yet outside of remakes and remasters. I would like something in there, just a little something to keep us going. I don't think it would be too wild to say that we might see Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater Delta, whatever it is. I think that is still set to come out this year, so wouldn't be surprised if we saw that there. Obviously Metal Gear is a pretty PlayStation aligned franchise, so you know, that'd be pretty nice. Lastly, I want to announce 2 things that I was sure would happen if it was a PlayStation showcase. Now that it's the state of play, things are a little different, I think. So for one, we have the PS5 Pro. This is rumored to be coming out later this year. It's all, I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed that it is coming out later this year. I think it might be a little early for the reveal, because the original, the PS4 Pro, it was announced in September, released in November. Sony don't want to really be impacting its summer sales figures of the original PS5 console, so it doesn't make too much sense to announce it just yet, I don't think, despite everyone seemingly like, this thing's, you know, it's all but confirmed. Something I was certain that we would see originally, but now I'm not sure, is Ghost of Tsushima 2. It's been 4 years since the original game came out. If we got an announcement now, you know, if it's not coming out to next year, maybe even 2026, that would be in line, you know, that would be pretty in line. So hopefully we get something like that. That could be and one more thing, that would be a cool one. So maybe I'm getting my hopes a little too high there, but you know, it would be nice. But anyway, those are my predictions for the PlayStation State of Play, which is happening on the 30th of May, and I'll put the times up on the screen here again. But yeah, let me know your own predictions down in the comments below. I think we all tend to get a little bit excited, overexcited potentially about these things, considering we don't hear much from Sony for so long, and then all of a sudden we have this thing. So here's hoping we can keep our expectations in check. But you know, it's good to get excited. I feel I like that little stir in your stomach and your chest where you're like, yes, more games to look forward to. So I'm excited for it. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like. That really does help us out. And if you want to see more PlayStation video content just like this, then why not subscribe to the channel as well. But anyway, thank you for watching, and until next time, I've been Aaron, and this has been Push Square.